Hi guys, good to have you back again. We are treating starting a good business and starting a new brand. And we really addressed some things. Number one, choosing a brand name. Now we are in branding your business. In branding your business, last week we've spoken about how to write a compelling story, a story that can sell. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel, like the video, share the video with your loved one, especially those that are trying to start a business. Also, our video drop every Sunday, 18:00 West African time. So today in branding, we'll be talking about designs. You're just starting a business. You're looking at how should my logo look, what color should I use, what font, what are elements, a lot of questions. I would not be telling you those things, like this is the what color to use, this is the element to use, but I will definitely be showing you approaches to pick the right color or the right element for your brand. The worst mistake an entrepreneur can do is to choose his favorite color for his brand. As a matter of fact, I assume I do have a favorite color, but I figured out of the catalog of my clothes, like the color catalog of my clothes, I figured that I like ash and cool color a lot. And none of my logo, none of my brand is using ash. The greatest mistake an entrepreneur can make is to choose their best color for their brand. Like I always say, you are not your brand. Your brand is not you. You have to pick colors or elements that can relate the intent of your brand to the customers. Now, let's dive in. Firstly, your color is one of the most important things in branding. How do I pick my color? One of the major things you want to look at is who are you selling to? What generation? What kind of brand? Now, are we selling B2B? Are we selling B2C? B2B is business to business, business to consumers. Now, are you selling B2B2C? Business to business to consumers. Now, let me give you examples of brand that falls in different categories. Example of B2B is Paystack, Flutterwave, and a lot of them. Example of B2C is, let's say, you selling clothes vendors. You most likely are selling to your end consumers. B2B2C can be banks, can be logistic company, and a lot of them. Now, the very first thing you want to look at is what segment is my business operational at, and also what are my target audience. You have to pick these two side by side. So let's say I'm running a logistic company, and my logistic company, Catway, for instance, is a B2B2C company. We service brands and we service our end clients. What colors communicates the virtues we want? Now, for us, after looking at everything, looking at the kind of customers we are interacting with, looking at the audience segmentation, that's like the generations of we concluded that red is a perfect fit for our industry, and that is what we use. Now, does that mean okay? Now, let me give you another example. We have a sub brand, Grabs. Grabs color is yellow. Initially, we chose red because we wanted to keep a brand consistency, but later we figured that the generation wants to talk to is Gen Z, and it is B to C majorly. Yeah, why we know that we have a budget business, but majorly is the end clients that are buying our food because the food brand, the food aggregation brand. We use yellow because yellow communicates the intent we have. Now, for your brand, you have to sit and look. The reason I'm giving you examples upon examples so you can understand different color for different spectrum of audience. Let me give you another example. Good. I work with a digital agency, and the branding is black. We use black and gray because we feel they are calmer, they give some kind of energy, they give some kind of vibes that is mostly good for a digital agency. Now, also black communicates creativity. Blue and black, yeah, they communicate creativity. And when we want to push out these products, we are a creative brand, for the creative and digital agency. We're a creative brand. So we felt blue and black will be the best for us. So in picking a color, these are some of the things you want to look at. Second thing is elements. What element are you using? When you use a crown in your logo, when you use a lion in your logo, some of these things communicate some virtues. For instance, the example I gave communicates royalty already. Now, you want to look, what are the values of your brand? What are the values of your brand? When you know the values of a brand, when you know the intended audience, they can know how to go around using elements. Now, you might necessarily not use elements in your logo. Does not mean you have to use elements in your logo. However, you might want to use some of these elements even in your regular designs. They are pushing to your social media, pushing as an email list and other stuff. Now, another important thing in branding is your text font. We have majorly 5 text fonts. I think we have serif, sans serif, script, monospace, I forgot the last one actually, but this I think did I mention TypeScript? I think that's the last one. However, what am I trying to say? This fonts also play a significant role in pushing your brand. Now, let me go back to my initial example, Catway and use and grabs. Catway logo use a sans serif. Sans serif font, cute font, nice, good for formal letter and other stuff. But Grabs, which is also a subsidiary of Catway, uses a script. We didn't use because of the kind of audience we want to communicate to. Now, let me take a brand like Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme use a kind of script. They are not using a sans serif. And we have GT Bank, for instance. Most bank actually use sans serif, because sans serif is more formal, gives a formal feel. We are serious. Let's use sans serif. We are a little funky, playful. Let's use script for our logo. Now, you cannot underplay the fact that your audience will interact with your logo in a certain way. They will feel a way about your logo. And the way they feel actually affects how you can say your brand. Now, imagine a bank. Everybody knows Krispy Kreme. I've been using Krispy Kreme a lot. I think it's about time they give me an endorsement. But let's use Krispy Kreme as an example again. See the front of Krispy Kreme in your mind, right? Now, imagine that logo as a bank logo. Just imagine it. Change the format to maybe a GT Bank or a Kuda Bank logo. Can you see it doesn't make any sense? Exactly. The same way it doesn't make any sense to you is the same way it will not make sense to your customers. You have to look at all these elements, all these fonts, all this color critically when designing your logo. Now, aside the logo, in branding, we have other things, other designs. We have designing your website, designing your content they are pushing out. In designing all these things, there are rules to using of fonts, using of colors, using of elements. Make sure your designer are following all these rules. The reason I cannot dive into all these things because I'll be taking a lot of time on video, but I want you to have an holistic idea of what it entails to brand your business from a design standpoint. Now, we use sans serif majorly for text, for lit text. We use script for emphasis and just to give a funky feel too. But let's make sure your designer is following all these rules. Make sure your designer is following all these rules. So now, if you want to make a logo, you want to do designs, I can recommend it to this agency that I say I work with, Octave actually. I will tag them in the description and add their website to the description so that you can visit them. If you can afford them, definitely you might want to use them. You should be able to afford them. They have a plan ongoing currently for SMEs, so you can explore the plan. You cannot play truancy, you cannot play mediocrity with creating your brand, especially your branding, because your branding will determine whether a customer will buy from you or not buy from you. You might think that Shebi is just design. Shebi is just design. Let me tell you something. There are some logos, there are some designs that will make me not patronize as a brand. Do you know how many people are selling what you're selling? How do you stand out? How are you standing out? Your designs are poorly created and they are even running me mad literally. I expect me to buy from you. No. You sell clothes. There are many brands that sell clothes. You sell phones. There are many brands that sell phones. You even make phones. There are many brands that make phones. We have a lot of them. So how exactly do you stand out? How exactly will you stand out? All the things we are doing, we have at least 1,000 brands that is doing exactly what you're doing. So how will I be compelled to buy from you? Because of your branding, because of the designs, I may choose not to buy from you. And that is why you cannot play truancy with your design. You cannot play levity with your brand. You can just feel like I can do it if I wish. I will not do it if I don't wish. No, you have to hold your designs and your branding dear to your heart. Just like you're choosing a very good name, you have to be able to choose very, very good designs. You cannot afford to play low on your design.